Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and I'm standing in front of the Audi RS7 Sports Sedan. Now, I know what you're saying. It's a sedan. What's the big deal? Well, this sedan has a little secret. It has 621 horses. So we're going to review it, we're going to take it for a spin, and we're going to see if it lives up to the sports sedan that it says it is. So come on, let's go. Let's take a look at the front real quick. I'm not going to bore everybody with a ton of exterior stuff, but this thing is definitely a mean Audi. Of course, you got your lines coming down here for the hood, which gives it an aggressive look. Also, when you look at it from the front, you see these side wells kicked out here. So it definitely has an aggressive stance. It's a little bit wider than what your normal Audi is, and it's definitely wider than a normal sedan. Coming back up here to the front, of course, everything is blacked out or carbon fibered on this. So you got the blacked out emblems, you got RS7 emblem right here. Of course, you got the carbon fiber splitter. And you know my take, when you got an all white vehicle, if you're going to do it, go ahead and black everything out and get the Stormtrooper look going with it. Of course, you got your advanced LED lamps here, and those things look absolutely amazing, which you'll see in the B-roll. And like I said, coming back here, this thing has the 22-inch wheels on it, and of course they're that gunmetal color. You got the red brake calipers there. So this thing is meant for performance, even though it's a sedan. These wheels look massive. The rotors in there are absolutely huge. They're probably a good 17, 18 inches, probably at least 18 inches. Coming down here, of course, you got carbon fiber right here. You got carbon fiber going down here. Like I said, everything is either blacked out or carbon fibered. Coming down here, and so this is where some of the sports, this is technically called a sportsback, and if you look at it from right here, it actually slopes going down, and it gives it that little sporty look to it. So it's not like a normal sedan where it kind of cuts off and is blocky or anything like that. If you actually look at it, it kind of looks like a sports car coming down the way it slopes, and of course you got the aggressive fender wells here, and you got the lines pushing here, and so it's got that sport hatchback look to it, which gives it a really good look, and hence sportsback. Coming around to the back, here's your Audi emblems in black here. You got red headlamps going all the way across, which look really good, especially at night. You got your RS7 emblem here, and right here, of course, you got carbon fiber going all through the back, and you got two massive exhaust tips. This thing sounds amazing. You'll see it in the B-roll. When it revs, which what do you expect from a turbocharged V8, right? So this thing packs a punch, it looks the part, and it gives you the functionality of a sedan. So let's pop open the trunk and see what that looks like. Here's the key fob. It looks pretty simple from the front. Of course, you got your trunk opening, lock, unlock. On the back, you got the RS emblem right there, which looks good. And of course, here's your trunk. So the seats do lay down. You do have a lot of space in here. Of course, you got this covering here, but this thing is very functional and it's very capable. You can put whatever groceries, antiques, whatever your heart's desire in here and hold it plenty. So it runs like a sports car, but it is practical like a sedan. So let's go check out the interior. All right, sitting back here, like I said, it is comfortable. It is a sedan, so nothing out of the ordinary there. But the materials used in this is very top notch. You got the soft leather here, and this is actually a good color to go with the white. You got carbon fiber throughout the whole interior. You see your stitching, you got your metal, you got your Bang & Olufsen sound system, and it's just a very nice feel and a very nice look. Of course, here you got your USBs, you got your 12 volt, and here are your temperature controls, which they're not lit up now because the car's not on, but this is where the passengers back here can control their temperature and everything like that. So like I said, you could definitely take a road trip in this. It's pretty cozy and it's definitely comfortable to sit in. So let's go check out the front. All right, sitting in this, it's even better than the back. Of course, you still got your carbon fiber, you got your stitching, your leather, of course the very nice leather seats, and it's got everything you need in here. You got your Bang & Olufsen systems, you got your window controls, your mirror controls, fully digital display, and it changes, which you know I love. So depending on what mode you're in, if you want to go sport, and you can hear the exhaust crank up, and you can also adjust it, you know, whatever you want, which I really like. The steering wheel, of course, you got your RS right here. You got your Audi right there. You got your paddle shifters. You got all your controls for your cruise control, blinkers, lights, everything like that. You have a nice heads-up display that changes depending on what mode you're in. Come over here, here's your shifter, which has a nice feel to it between the aluminum and the leather. Got your cup holders, and of course you got so you do have some buttons and knobs like here for the radio, but your temperature controls are completely digital on here. So I know some people like that, some people don't. You know, I'm not going to say one way or the other, but you know, my job is to point it out. So the steering wheel definitely has a good sporty feel to it. It's pretty thick right in here, and of course it comes down and flattens out here like a racing steering wheel. So I do like that. Of course, the infotainment center is really nice. You know, you got your drive selects here, comfort, auto, dynamic, and you can have your RS1 and RS2, which is your basically your presets for how you want to drive. If you want a sport engine, comfort suspension, but yet an aggressive exhaust, it will do that. This does have an air suspension, so no matter what mode you're in, it will adjust on its own. It will raise and lower depending on where you want to have it set. And overall, it's just a very nice, well-equipped sedan, and I honestly really like it. And it's got plenty of, I'm not even going to talk about the Bang & Olufsen sound system because it does sound amazing. I got one in my truck. So now we're going to talk about what everybody wants to talk about, though. We're going to go up front, we're going to look at the engine, and we're going to talk about the power and performance. So let's go. Okay, here's the heart of the beast. Here's what makes a sedan a sports sedan. We have a twin-turbo V8 cranking out 621 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque. This thing means business. And when I say it means business, it's a sedan that's as fast as a supercar. 0 to 60 in 2.8 to 2.9 seconds, a quarter mile in 11 to 11.1 at 125 miles an hour. This thing will smoke any Stingray that pulls up next to you. It will smoke any Mustang, any Camaro ZL1 that pulls up next to you. So people are going to be pulling up next to you thinking, oh, you're in a sedan, that ain't nothing. And you absolutely toast them off the line. It will just about keep up with an actual Z06. That's how fast this damn thing is. And it's a sedan, which completely blows my mind. And it's got the air suspension, so you can adjust the handling. You can make it handle like a sports car or a supercar. So as you see, this thing is absolutely awesome. And I can't wait to put it to the test and see what this sports sedan will actually do. So the only thing left to do now we've talked about all the parameters and all the metrics, is actually get in this thing and see what the butt dyno says it will do. All right, everybody, we're now taking this sports sedan out for a drive, and it's starting to rain, wouldn't you know it? But we'll still be able to have a little bit of fun with it. Like I said, it is Quattro, so let me just go ahead and say you definitely feel the torque in this thing. It definitely puts the power down, 627 pound-feet of torque. I'm not going to do a 0 to 60 draggy on it because it's a new vehicle. It hasn't been broken in. So it is what it is from that standpoint. But this thing is fun to drive. I have everything in sports mode, sports suspension, sports driving, and it is absolutely fun. So, and it's a sedan, it's practical. I mean, how can you go wrong? So this particular model, the base price is about $131,000. This particular model with all the options is about $153,000. So, you know, this competes with the Panameras and the X5s and things of that nature in that class. But let me go ahead and reiterate this. 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. It's almost as quick as a Z06. Z06 is about 2.7. So, and it will get a quarter mile in about 11 seconds. So this thing is plenty capable with a ton of power. I mean, it's absolutely bonkers how fast this thing is. So if you want to get your wife a family sedan, but you want to drive it on the weekends and have a good time with it, this is definitely a good car to do it. And even though I'm in a sport suspension, I can tell it wants to brake hard, but I mean, I'm not feeling too many bumps in the road. It's still a comfortable ride, so let's go ahead and get out on it right here. That V8 does sound good. It definitely sounds good. So did a little driving back there, and maybe we'll get a little highway driving so you can see what this is like on the highway and get a good feel for it. But definitely, if you get a chance to test drive one, I would definitely highly recommend it. This thing is meant to go. It just happens to have a spacious back seat and a spacious trunk to go with it. All right, everybody, we're cutting through traffic. Had to get a little gas, make sure we didn't run out. Now we're about to get on the highway and see how this sounds and performs on the highway. I imagine it's going to be pretty awesome because so far so good on this. I probably would have taken some more curvy roads and maybe would have avoided the highway if it hadn't started raining some. But even with Quattro and this not being my car, I don't want to take that chance. So we're going to get on the highway and see what it's like to get up to merging speed, if you will. See if we can't let this 620 horsepower V8 sound off a little bit. Looking at the up display, looks like she's going to redline about 67 or 6,800 RPMs. So obviously we're not going to redline this. This car doesn't have enough miles on it, but it definitely packs the torque and puts the power down quickly. And I mean, you hear the exhaust and everything, don't get me wrong, but even in a sport suspension, it's still a very quiet ride. Yeah, this thing is fun. This is definitely fun. I can definitely say, 2.5 years of doing this is definitely the fastest sedan I've ever driven. This thing is a beast. Right now we're cruising at 65, and we're, I don't know, probably hitting around 6 or 7% of the power. That should give y'all a little bit of indication of what it's like to hit merging speed with this. It's smooth, it's fast, and it'll definitely push you back into your seat. This has an 8-speed automatic transmission. Right now we're in 7th gear, cruising about 80. This is definitely a car that's designed as a grocery getter, but runs, like I said, like a supercar. Runs like a Z06. Bust a UE right here and then let everybody see what the acceleration's like. Give it the business. Just like that, we were up to 90 kilometers. So I say 90 kilometers, just like that. It wasn't a 0 to 60 pull. It was, that was pretty freaking fast. So, yeah. Hope you're able to catch the quickness of that and how good that was. Capability, acceleration, sports car, supercar performance. This thing's definitely fun to drive. I highly recommend driving one. All right, everybody, we'll head back to the dealership and we'll close it out. See y'all in a few. There you have it, everybody. The 2025 Audi RS7 is a sports car disguised like a sedan, and it is an absolute hoot to drive. Special shout out to my friends here at Audi Huntsville for giving me time with this. I'm going to put their link in the description. Come check them out if you're interested in an Audi, and they'll take care of you. Remember, if you catch yourself in the back streets of Tijuana like we were today, and you got a fun car or truck to drive, go ahead and give it the business and have a good time with it. We'll see y'all later. Have a good one, everybody.